Today, I'm going to be using Lego to build 100 quick and easy real-life items to see if they actually work or not. Let's go. For this first build, I'm going to be building a working flashlight. If you have Lego light bricks, you can stack up a bunch of them and put them in a frame to build a flashlight. And honestly, this build works really well in a dark room. For this next build, I'm going to be making a Lego slingshot. All you need for this is rubber bands and a Lego brick to shoot. And to test out my slingshot, I built a domino track. But since I need to clean this all up now, a real thing I built is a broom and a dustpan. I'm never using a real broom again. Another cool trick you can make with Lego is a working pen. If you take apart a real pen and grab these 2x2 round pieces and stack them up, you can fit the inside of a pen into the Lego and use it to write. But if you need ideas of what to draw with the pen, you can trace the outlines of random Lego bricks to make shapes like rectangles and circles. But if you want a nice surface to draw on, you can grab a bunch of 4x2 bricks and make a flat surface to draw on and even build a stand for it. Yo, my artwork is actually so fire. A sick way to display your artwork using Lego is getting these small magnet pieces you can attach to a frame and putting it on something like a fridge. But since these magnets are small, they're honestly a perfect size to also display minifigures. But if you want something nice to display, you can buy a small plant and build up a nice pot out of a bunch of Lego and have this as pretty nice home decor. And since you need to water your plants, I also built this small watering pot which you can, you know, fill with water to water your plants. Yo, I just got water everywhere. For these next builds, I'm building some fun things, starting with this ring hook game, where the goal is to pretty much get this ring right here on this hook. Another fun Lego toy to build is this Rubik's Cube. And I'm honestly terrible at solving these, so I spent a long time learning how to solve these, and I actually got it. If you get a bunch of tan bricks and tan tiles, one of the most fun games you can make with Lego really easily is this Jenga tower. And after playing around with this build for a bit, I would honestly say this is a one-to-one Lego version of the real thing. A real item I think nobody's ever tried to make with Lego is a hammer. And to see if Lego can be used as real tools, I got a nail and a piece of wood to test if Lego can actually work as a tool. Alright, I have no idea if this is gonna work. Dude, since that didn't work, for build 17, I built this gun. And let's try shooting the nail in the piece of wood. If you have a crazy amount of orange Lego bricks, you can make a basketball out of it. To test out this basketball, you can grab a bunch of rope pieces and make this basketball hoop build. And by using command strips, you can pretty much hang it up on any wall. Alright, I have no idea if this is gonna go in. Yo. Some more real Lego exercise items include dumbbells, and if you want them to be heavier, you can just add on more Lego to them and lift as much weight as you want. Another piece of equipment you can make with Lego is a jump rope. To build this, you just need a bunch of rope pieces and then you essentially have a jump rope. But if you have a bunch of bulk pieces, you can build some realistic boxing gloves. But don't try to actually hit things with these because they fall apart instantly. A fun thing to play with out of Lego are these fidget toys like this fidget spinner made from round pieces, or this extendo arm you can make by connecting a bunch of Technic pieces. But a hack you can make with Technic pieces and brick separators are these working clips. To make these work, all you need are some small rubber bands to attach to both brick separators. And these clips can go on pretty much everything, especially Dorito bags. But speaking of Doritos, if you want a nice place to eat, you can make a plate out of a bunch of white pieces. But since you just can't have a plate for a meal, if you grab a clear window piece, you can attach it to a handle and make a working cup. But just so you don't spill it on anything, I built this coaster to put it on. And if you need to mix your drink, you can make a drink mixer out of axles and flat pieces. But this dining set isn't complete without some utensils. So you can make a Lego fork and spoon out of some light gray pieces, and even get a giant kitchen knife if you want to eat something like steak. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't think you need this for one Dorito. To start off making some everyday useful items with Lego, I built this pen holder. You can also build more desk tools like a keyboard rest out of a bunch of tile pieces. Another object you can build to put at your desk is this headphone hanger, which is just built using some basic 2x4 bricks. But if you have a lot of white 2x4 bricks, you can make a working whiteboard, and by using dry erase markers on it, you can write whatever you want and erase it very easily. But if you want a way to hold your markers on the whiteboard, you can build a basic extension on the bottom of it to hold all your markers. Using some 1x4 pieces in a plate, you can make a pencil case to hold all your pencils. If you ever need to measure any Lego thing, you can make a ruler out of 2x2 bricks to measure different things like minifigures, unicorns, or even houses. An item I want to build that everyone uses every day is a chair. And if you have a huge amount of bricks like I do, you can actually build one. Okay, I got my chair here. Let's try and sit on it. Another real item I want to make is a candy dispenser. Built one using glass pieces and a tile to dispense stuff, and a bunch of M&Ms. For these next few builds, I did some research and found some pretty hard builds to make using Lego. You can make a Lego coin sorter, which works by building a ramp for coins to go down and different size slots for the coins to go through. And once you insert the coins onto this left side, they'll automatically sort into their own category. But if you have a lot of coins, a cool thing you can build is a Lego coin bank. The next Lego build I'm going to make is a working mousetrap. If you get a bunch of Technic pieces and rubber bands, you can make a working mousetrap. This works by pressing this part down and locking it, so once you press this plate, it activates. If you have a bunch of extra stud pieces laying around, a cool thing to build is a confetti launcher. By using rubber bands and building a frame, you can make a slingshot mechanism to shoot out all the studs everywhere. Another fun build to make is a dice. If you get some white tile pieces and put them on a 2x2 block, then draw on it, you can pretty much make a working dice. But since this doesn't look the best, Lego actually made their own version with rubber on the edges, which is way better than making your own. But a fun game you can make really easily using tile pieces is a checkerboard. And by using some random red and black pieces, you basically have a functioning checker game. Another random real thing to build is a piñata. Luckily, Lego has a set for this. And if you hit it open, you get a bunch of random colorful studs from it. For this next build, I'm making a working drum. If you get a plate and a bunch of bricks to go on the edges, you can pretty much make a functioning drum by hitting it with these Lego sticks. Another fun instrument to build is a whistle. Luckily, all you need for this build is a round 1x1 piece, and you pretty much have a working whistle right there. But if you have a lot of round 1x1 pieces, you can get a thing of string and connect all the 1x1 pieces together to make a necklace. And with that same building technique, you can also make a sick bracelet. But some other clothes related Lego items you can make include stuff like this hat, which is pretty sick if you ignore how it fits my head. You can also make this Lego bag, which is built using some tan bricks, a bunch of ropes, and you can even turn it into a Gucci bag to flex on everybody. But if you get a bunch of Technic rods and connecting pieces, you can make a working clothes hanger to hang up your t-shirts. And honestly, this works perfectly. A real item I want to see if Lego can replicate is a phone case. So I built one out of some basic bricks, and now it's time to drop test it. 3, 2, 1. Phone didn't break at all, so I guess this works. Another real item I want to build and test is a knife. And honestly, when I tested to see if this could cut an apple, I realized it was pretty bad. So if you want a real working knife, you can break a brown piece, since for whatever reason, these are really sharp. And this actually works super effectively. But don't actually make this because it's pretty dangerous. For these next real Lego builds, I want to build some things I use every day, starting with a wallet, which you can make using hinges and these Lego tile pieces to hold stuff in like cash and Lego money. But if you're super rich in Lego money, you can make a working safe with a lock. But honestly, this isn't that effective because you can just take it apart. If you want to keep your papers organized, you can make a small clipboard out of a bunch of bricks and use nice Technic pieces to hold everything down. Another Lego build to keep things organized is a key ring, which you can just make using a normal string piece and even put a keychain on it. If you want to build to remember what page you're on in a book, you can make a bookmark out of pretty much any flat Lego piece. Another random thing people use every day is a doorstop, which you can make by using some Lego slope pieces, and honestly, this works really well. Another effective thing you can build is a back scratcher, and using a bunch of flat pieces and tiles, you essentially have a perfect Lego back scratcher for yourself. But that's the last build. But if you're watching this, you have the rare chance to be one of my first subscribers and claim your Lego OG ticket for yourself. Thanks for watching. See ya.